one of the big takeaways that I saw was, and I said this at the event, I looked at people's goals that they've set for themselves. And then I looked at the actions and the hours they're putting into their business to, hopefully reach these goals. And what was very clear to me was that the actions or the time that they had to allot to their business really didn't match the goal that they have for their business, right? And so there's a lot of folks, and hey, there's nothing wrong with this as long as we're aware that, and as long as we understand if we're being truthful with ourselves about how much we're actually putting into our business, based on this goal, maybe it's a lofty goal that you set for yourself. And I want to make sure people have that, because I think sometimes on the internet, it's just, it's only puppy dogs, roses, and unicorns, and it's 3 clicks of a button and you're a multi-zillionaire. And it's just not the case, right? This stuff is going to take hard work. It's going to take energy. It's going to take effort, right? Obviously, it's a highly leveraged business, and it's very cool because you can get into this business for very inexpensive. But I want you guys to, every one of you guys, the ones that didn't make this event, really get aware with yourself if you guys are putting in the effort and energy to obtain your goal. And that could be something as simple as just looking at what last week looked like, in your business, right? We did some exercises there at the event where we were able to identify these pockets of time that, we're doing other stuff, and we still have these major lofty goals. And so trying to align those two things so they're a little bit more congruent. So that was a major takeaway for me, and hopefully people that were at that event or the events kind of saw that same thing. Is like, wow, yeah, my goal is, two times my salaried income, but yet I spend, 1/10 the time on my business than I do on my salaried job to make this money. So when you start looking at it like that, you go, wow, no wonder, that's number one. Number two, I saw a lot of tiptoeing, okay? Tiptoeing through the tulips. And what I mean by that is a lot of folks, nothing wrong with this, but I think the internet, this business is a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing that I can be at my home in my little made studio here and run an internet business, and I can do everything from the comfort of my home if I so choose. The curse is that because you can enter this business with so little money, and you can basically get your business going for next to nothing, in all honesty, when you look at the types of businesses you're selling to, what you see is people aren't fully committed. You look at the business owner that has to sign the 5-year lease on a building, to have a storefront. And you look at the commitment level that goes behind that, when there's no guarantee that a customer is ever going to walk through the door and spend $1 with them, but the commitment is there, right? And I think because of this type of business, just because of the structure and how easy it is for any walk of life to get into it, there ends up being a lot of tiptoeing, because if you don't do anything, you're really not on the hook for all that much money. Yes, you got some costs of your training through us, but past that, you're very minimal. You don't have to rent the building. You don't have to have a fleet of vehicles, right? So we have it so good, but don't take that blessing and utilize it, or don't take the blessing and use it as a way to not go all the way in on this business, right? Just because you don't have the pressure that the person who has the 5-year lease and the fleet of $300,000 in vehicles, and the employees and the payroll and the receptionist and the internet and the phone bills and all the stuff that comes along with having a business, right? Don't take that we have this lean and mean, awesome type of a business model and use that as the excuse to just put one toe in the water and just kind of see how it goes, right? That's a recipe for disaster as far as you making this business actually work. I want you guys to start putting some serious pressure on yourselves. I want you guys to walk a mile in the shoes, just the same way that the business owners you're going to be selling these leads to, that you're learning to produce or you're already producing, just the same way that they had to do it, right? They figured it out. If you build it, they will come type of a mentality. You guys got to get there, right? And yes, I understand there's some blind faith involved, but there's also so many people that have came before you in this group, right? That have blazed this trail that you've seen, you've watched them. They're no different than you. You are no different than me. You're no different than the people in this group that have blazed this trail, that are having fantastic income streams. The difference was they didn't tiptoe. Okay, they got bold. Okay, they were willing to take that blind leap of faith and go all the way in on this business. And so I'm saying that to you guys because, there's no reason that any one of you guys that is watching this thing can't be that person very rapidly, right? This business can grow rapidly. Like I think Shiv was talking about it at the event. He was giving his talk, and he was talking about just, if you looked in the room, there was several 7-figure earners that have came through this group at the New York event that have hit these incredible top line revenue numbers. And we've only been around, I've only been training this now for 4.5 years. So like putting that in context for people, could you imagine in 3 and 4 years from now to be at a 7-figure type of income? And now for some of you guys, you're like, dude, I don't need no 7 figures. And that's cool too. I'm just saying from a vision standpoint, from a going all in standpoint, how exciting and motivating that is, right? And inspiring that is, right? That in a very short amount of time, people that knew absolutely nothing about how to generate a lead on the internet are at these incredible 1% income levels that many people will never, ever see in a lifetime. If that doesn't freaking jack you up, I don't know what will, okay? There's very few businesses that you can get on a shoestring budget like we have been able to do with this. And in a very, very short amount of time, 48 months, for some of these folks, right? 36 months, 24 months, sometimes we cut ourselves, or we sell ourselves so short of like how much time, this really takes. I mean, people went and wasted I'm not gonna say they wasted it, but people went and spent 4 years on college and got out with $100,000 in debt and a certificate. When we got people through this program, okay, in a matter of a couple months, okay, and at the end of 4 years, we have 7-figure earners. Like if that doesn't freaking fire you up, I don't know what will. Okay. And maybe your goal is just 6 figures. Maybe your goal is just another $8,000 a month or whatever that number is, right? I don't care what it is. It's doable, right? It's like the 4-minute mile. Once the 4-minute mile was hit, then everyone started to be able to accomplish it. So that's got to give you guys some sort of blind faith to go out there and stop tiptoeing in your business. Stop putting out, 1 or 2 offers a year, right? That was another big one, man. I talked about this a lot, and it's been my motto for a very long time. You guys have heard me say it before, but you can't make money if you don't ask anyone for it, right? If I didn't get on here and say, hey, I'm going to have these regional events, who would like to come to one? If you do, here's a way that you can spend some money with me. And I had to make that offer to you guys, right? If you're not making offers in your business to business owners each and every day, okay, consistently, your income is directly correlated to the amount of offers that you've made. So I would challenge each and every one of you guys watching this right now. Another self-awareness moment is, how many offers did you make today? How many offers did you make last week? How many offers did you make last year? Okay. If you're brand new, you're probably like, I didn't make any yet. That's okay. You get through the training first. But once you have the skills that pay the bills, once you understand how to do what we've trained you to do, there is so many little slivers that you can break off and fund your business, fund the growth of your business with. Listen, I'm not trying to get in here and tell you to go and do social media management or go and do website design or go and do SEO as just a service, right? But what I am saying is, if you are not independently already in I'm not going to say wealthy, but you're not independently well off enough to be able to put your business on, pour some gasoline on your business with some finances, of whether that's hiring a salesperson because you're working a full-time job and you need someone out on the streets working it for you every day, or whether that's hiring a virtual assistant that's pumping out lead gens for you, or you're outsourcing it through our awesome team, with Donnie. If you're not in a position financially to do that, and that's what's holding you back, you have to get some of these sales under your belt. The quicker you get a sale under your belt and someone paying you some money to help them with something that they're struggling with, okay, that's the sooner you can then put that money back into your business, okay? This brings me to my next point. I could go on making offers till I'm blue in the face or red in the face, whatever one I'm gonna get. But be self-aware enough with yourself to say, listen, am I really putting my best foot forward in my business every day? Am I asking business owners for money consistently? Now, a lot of you guys are gonna raise your